ramifications of today's ruling are being felt right here in California, which is one of the states that sued over this. Taylor Torregano continues our team coverage now with a look at the local impact. Good evening, Taylor.
Good evening to you, Kate. This has been a layered discussion, and it's one that gets in the weeds a bit, so stick with me for a second. When President Donald Trump first entered office, he signed that executive order essentially ending birthright citizenship. It's the 14th Amendment, as we know it, that says anybody who was born here in the U.S. on U.S. soil is automatically a U.S. citizen. After that executive order was issued, more than 300 lawsuits across the country were filed, and in at least 3 of those cases, federal district court judges issued what's called a universal injunction. Now, this just means that across the nation, that executive order is temporarily blocked. But do those lower court judges have that authority? That is what the Supreme Court has been discussing, and today they decided they do not.
Every day she sells fruit cups at the beach, but these days Juliana says there just aren't as many visitors, and she's lucky to make $60. Though undocumented, she moved here from Guatemala with her husband to offer a better life for her 11-year-old daughter, Itziana, who was born in the U.S. But she says the land of opportunity is not what it was when they migrated here 25 years ago. She breaks down in tears under the weight of fear she says the immigrant community is feeling. So much so that many aren't showing up for work to make money to feed their family, she says, and every day their human rights are disregarded. It's how she feels about the new ruling just issued by the Supreme Court, that federal district judges do not have the power to issue nationwide injunctions that had previously halted President Donald Trump's executive order ending birthright citizenship. Though its fate is still unclear, because those federal judges do not have the power to stop the order across the nation and can now only issue rulings for their state jurisdiction, this could ultimately mean children of undocumented immigrants may no longer automatically receive citizenship if born here in the U.S. after February, according to the executive order, says immigration attorney Alma Rosa Nieto.
I think this will go back up to the Supreme Court. We can't have one state doing one thing in federal law and another state doing another. So that's one issue. The second issue is, what does it mean to children and parents of children that are born in the United States? It means chaos. It means fear. Is this child going to be of the nationality of the one parent?
It's the question Cletis Sandoval is asking for her family. She's been a DACA recipient since 2010 and was in the process of getting her green card last month when she went into labor. So she's unsure what this ruling could mean for her baby girl's status.
In my case, with my husband being a U.S. citizen, where do my kids stand? Because their dad is a U.S. citizen. At the time, I am legal to be here, but because, he's trying to take the DACA away too, like, where do my kids stand? Because mom is Mexican, but dad is a U.S. citizen. And that's the case for many people that I even know.
But President Trump is calling this a major win, saying far-left judges can no longer abuse their authority to dictate the executive powers of the president.
And some of the cases we're talking about would be ending birthright citizenship, which now comes to the fore. That was meant for the babies of slaves. It wasn't meant for people trying to scam the system and come into the country.
Juliana says scamming the system was never her intention.
El presidente no está bien.
But now she and her husband are discussing the possibility of returning to their homeland.